Among all the questions Deltarune makes players ask, one of them stands high above the others. Who is the Roaring Knight? Des? Carol? No, that's what Toby wants you to think. The one making the fountains is none other than SHUTTAH. That's right, SHUTTAH, the camera thing. While you may think it's just another of Tenna's employees, that just means that its disguise worked. Now, let's go through the evidence to prove that SHUTTAH is the knight. First, SHUTTAH stands on one foot. What does this mean, you ask? Take a look at the knight's battle sprite. It has one leg raised. Quite an odd detail, considering that it's floating. It has no need to position itself that way. Unless, of course, it was used to standing that way. It's familiar with the position. And that isn't even the only time it has one leg raised. The knight loves doing that, it appears. Interesting detail, don't you think? Oh, the knight has antlers. Well, SHUTTAH has hand lashes. That's right. Technically, the hand lashes are, well, they're hands, but since SHUTTAH's eyes are within them, they could be considered part of its head. Both the knight and SHUTTAH have odd headgear. Upon taking the group photo during the boss fight with SHUTTAH, it says this: "Normally my photo is all grey, but you've turned my sky blue, blue, blue." Now, what else uses those colours? The dark fountains. When the knight makes a titan at the end of chapter 4, the fountain is both of those colours, blue and grey. How intriguing! Of course, SHUTTAH says grey at first, then blue afterwards. This is referring to life itself. Grey is a dull colour, whereas blue is vibrant. This is referring to how the blue energy of the Titan's creation is what gives it the strength to break free from its shell. It's also a clever reference to how the knight is being assisted by Chris. SHUTTAH is thanking Chris for their help, while Susie and Rouse have no idea at all. Clever move, SHUTTAH. Outside the green room, SHUTTAH says that you should thank Tenna for brightening everything up. This is clearly referencing how the so-called heroes are taking Tenna's brightness for granted. When do they thank Tenna for turning TV World into the place it is today? They don't. And so SHUTTAH has no choice but to make the heroes see what the world would be like if Tenna didn't exist. And so it attacks. Now you might notice that when the knight attacks Tenna, there's 2 slashes. This is because SHUTTAH was using its hand lashes to attack instead of the black knife. That's why when the knight turns around, it doesn't actually have any weapon. That's also why the knight is crying, because hand lashes are not supposed to be used as direct weapons, and would also harm the user if they tried to attack with them. You know? You try to hit someone with your hand lashes, it's gonna hurt you too, you know? Yet another detail that you might miss at first is that both the knight and SHUTTAH have holes in their hands. Very, very interesting. Isn't that what you think? Now then, I believe that's enough evidence to... What? Huh? What do you... Light world? What do you mean? SHUTTAH's the star! It makes its own light! Enough to make a light world! That's what you mean, right? Wait, where are you going? Bye? Okay. Fine. Fine, then. It's fine. So now you know. Des isn't the knight. Nor Carol. Not even Rudy. Or Azrael. So anyone who believes in those theories had better forget about it, walk away, and SHUTTAH up. Get it? You know, because like SHUTTAH and shut. Guys, get it? actually don't do any of those things. The pun was just really funny, so I sort of had to include it. Well, no, I didn't. That's not how that works, but yeah, regardless.